Yo, what's up guys? Tarapeutic here. Welcome back to another awesome Tarapeutic video. Today we're going to be interviewing me, BVR, and we're going to do 50 questions with BVR. So let's get into it. Use code TARA in the Rec Room item shop. There's a little animation on the screen right now. Bang bang.
That's my catchphrase?
Yeah, your iconic catchphrase.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one. Bang bang, everybody.
Yeah.
Bang bang. Question number 1. How often do you really visit public lobbies in Rec Room?
Pretty much not very often at all. I mean, sometimes if I'm like hanging out with a friend or something and we like want to mess around, go to a public lobby, I will, but like most of the time, not really. I get on to record most of the time and that's usually in privates.
What headset do you play Rec Room on?
I play on Index.
Okay, yeah, me too. Why did you start playing Rec Room and what are your first memories of the game?
So I actually started playing Rec Room because I had 2 of my other friends at the time. I saw them make like this little cooking show video in Rec Room with some like very, primitive maker pen props and stuff. And I was like, hey, this VR thing seems pretty cool. And so in 2018, I got a VR so I could play Rec Room with them. So I actually got VR specifically for Rec Room pretty much to play with them. And one of my first memories is somehow I stumbled upon this like winter tower defense custom map or something in 2018, and I remember that map specifically very well because it's like one of the first times I ran into a random person and we just had a nice long conversation. I was like, oh wow, this game's pretty cool for like socialization and stuff. And I don't know if that room is still even published or works at all. I don't even think it was that great. I'm pretty sure it was just one of the templates, but yeah, that's one of my first memories.
Winter tower defense. Let's search it up. I'm just gonna put in winter tower.
I don't think it was called winter tower defense.
No, literally there's winter tower defense and it's got 24.9k. It must be that. Okay, so we came to winter tower defense, and does this bring back all the memories for you?
Yeah, it's just as incredible as I remember.
Yeah. All right, next question. What is your favorite and your least favorite Rec Room originals?
I'm probably gonna have to go with one of the quests. I don't really know what one's my favorite, honestly. I like a lot of them equally. If we're probably like Crescendo though, honestly, just because it's so awesome and cool. If we're talking like activity, my favorite activity might be like Make It to Midnight or Laser Tag, but Make It to Midnight's pretty good, I think. And my least favorite, I could say like Paddleball, but that's a boring answer, so I'm gonna have to go with Dodgeball. I hate Dodgeball. Those rounds last so long and they aren't even fun. Dodgeball sucks, guys.
What keeps you inspired to build maps in Rec Room?
Probably just the fact that like I feel like in Rec Room, like one of the main things that actually keeps me in Rec Room is the fact that like I feel like I can make whatever, and at least some people will play it, It's like if you make a game outside of Rec Room and you publish it, high chance nobody ever sees that game, ever downloads it, and the amount of people who do, might be super low. But in Rec Room, it's like I can make anything. I'll maybe get like a few thousand visits because I already have people who play my rooms and stuff, And if I make something good, then I feel like it can be even more successful. So I guess that's kind of what keeps me going, just knowing like Rec Room is a genuinely good platform for making these multiplayer experiences that, already has a player base for them, whereas it's going to be a lot more difficult elsewhere.
Yeah, fair point. Okay, non-Rec Room related question. What hobbies do you have outside of Rec Room?
I play the Pokemon trading card game. I play and I collect. I play a lot of video games. I like Sonic. I like a lot of stuff. I like Hatsune Miku. I listen to Vocaloid. I sleep a lot, and I waste a lot of time watching YouTube.
I'm hearing there's not a lot of touching grass in there.
Whoa. I'll have you know there's a lot of grass involved with Hatsune Miku. Okay. Let's calm down here.
First driving question. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have an older brother.
Second question. Do you have any moral issues or conundrums about having an orange cube be the best-selling invention of yours?
Oh, no. No moral issues. I'd rather it be that than like... I mean, you've seen the custom shirts tab, man. You've seen the most sold custom shirts. I'd rather it be an orange cube than something like that on the invention store, I'll just say.
All right. What is your main concern right now for the current state of Rec Room?
If I had to pick one, I would probably go... This is an insane little ridge we're climbing here.
Oh, wow.
If I had to pick one, I would probably go with like the community unrest in the game instead of something Rec Room is actually doing, because Rec Room is doing all this stuff right and it's making the community upset. And I feel like I'm most concerned about that because, if everyone's upset and, leaving the game or whatever, then that's going to cause more issues down the line than anything Rec Room's going to do.
Why have you not been posting as much on your YouTube channel?
There's a few reasons. First off, I've been working on like Rec Room games and stuff. I worked on Rec Video Chat for a while and then there was a bunch of stuff to clean up with that. Second, I'm working on like a bigger project, like a bigger video actually about like Rec Video Chat and stuff. So that's taken a while. And then third, I've just always been really bad at like consistently uploading. So like that mixed with also me focusing on some larger projects and other places is like, that's why it's been a while. But I'll be back to it. I've got plenty of ideas.
Okay, that's good. Would you prefer to eat a frozen pizza or a frozen taco?
Wow. Well, I mean, I feel like the answer to this question is obvious. I would choose a frozen pizza.
What's your favorite beverage?
Water. I'm a big water drinker. I don't really drink anything
Same.
other than water, actually. I'll do soda sometimes, but not
That's
really.
so funny. Me too. And like, I feel like that's so rare. I have like tea in the morning and then it's just like
I know.
water or more tea. What is the favorite and least favorite maps that you've made, like in your portfolio?
Favorite map would probably have to be Rap Rumble, because I kind of directed the like big update we did for that last
love that
year,
map.
and it was really fun. It was really fun working with our artists, because that was like one of the first times we'd made a bunch of like original studio artwork for like stage skins in Rap Rumble. And I think it's really impressive and cool, and I think the programming in that room was really good. Or Rec Video Chat, because I made like that all by myself. I'm super proud of the programming. I think it's one of the like leanest projects I've done, and I did it all myself in like 2 weeks, and then it was obviously successful, which probably helps me
Yes.
liking it too. So those are probably my favorites. Least favorite? Yeah, Movie Magic, quite a while ago. It was like a fighting game, and I was just a part of it for like the last few days, and it turned out awful. I wish I didn't have anything to do with it. The people who worked on it with me were very nice. I have nothing against them, but it's still on my portfolio, and I really wish it wasn't, and that's that.
Yeah. What advice would you give for a beginner creator in Rec Room?
I have an incredible video that covers this topic,
Ooh.
and the main idea of that video is to just make things, because you got to start making things that you think are good and you would play yourself, and then you get better, and then you keep making things, and then eventually you kind of figure it out, you start working with other people. But yeah, I have a whole mini series on being a Rec Room creator. It's like 3 different parts. The first one is like how to get started, how to make money, how to get visits. Sorry, not to like promo my own video
No, it's all
series in the
good.
middle of yours, but
No, it's so
I
good.
kind of go over everything in there, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You have to be in it for a while, like failing many,
Yeah.
many times before you get there.
Exactly. I know that you're pretty much full-time between building and YouTube, but is this like Rec Room and this whole ecosystem what your long-term career goals actually are?
Probably not. At some point, I would want to move to making games off of Rec Room. I guess currently, yeah, game development is probably long-term career goal for me, but I would like to move off of Rec Room at some point. But right now, Rec Room's good for that and stuff, but, obviously, I don't know, it's cooler to just make something standalone.
Yeah. What is the biggest build project that you've done so far?
Okay, depends what you count as the biggest. Like, it took the longest to make, and also, like, can it be something I'm still working on?
Yeah, it can be something you're still working on. Maybe not time invested, but just effort, like invested into it.
Oh, okay. Effort invested. Yes. Okay. So the room I probably invested the most effort into was Triple Threat for the Carnival contest. I don't know if you know the story of this, but it is, we made it. It was an awesome little quest, but it also had some issues, and I was very sad when it didn't even get top 5. Even though it definitely deserved top 5. Like, the other rooms were not that good. Off the record or on the record, I don't even care. I'll say it. I'll say it with my chest. Okay. We should have got top 5.
Yeah.
And I'm mad about it still. And now I'm being reminded.
I mean,
anyways,
you
yeah,
whispered it
I
at first, and
definitely-
then the PTSD came back, and then you have conviction
Yes,
over it.
exactly.
Yes, should have got top 5 Triple Threat.
I don't know if it holds up today's standards, but like when I tell you the final week of that contest, I was getting 4 hours of sleep a night, because I would pretty much, in the morning, I was like interning at this like summer camp or something. And so for a few hours in the morning, I'd be interning at that summer camp. And then the entire rest of the day until late at night, I'd be working on Triple Threat. I'd get 4 hours of sleep. I'd go to intern at the summer camp on those 4 hours of sleep. And I did that for a whole week straight.
That's
It
crazy.
was exhausting.
Yeah.
It's like I was seeing Rec Room in real life. Like I'd wake up to go to the summer camp, and like I would see the grid of like when you move something around me, and I'd try and like flick my thumb to turn 90 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I was kidding. It was tiring and exhausting.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, that's wild. I have to check out that map now. What kind of music do you listen to?
I don't listen to music too much. My default answer is actually that I don't ever listen to music. It's kind of a lie. I listen to like Vocaloid and J-pop, but that's weird to admit to people usually, because then I have to show it to them and they think it's weird.
Well, the internet
So
will now
that's-
know. So, have you ever visited another country?
I have. I've been to Costa Rica. I was briefly in Canada one time when I was going to Alaska,
Oh, okay.
and that's it.
What are your thoughts on the AMA that just dropped yesterday? Yesterday for
Oh,
us.
wow. I don't know. I mean, I think I said this in like the video partnership a little bit. None of it was really that surprising, right?
Yeah.
Like they kind of just reaffirmed what they've been saying the past few years already. So really nothing they said surprised me. Like literally one thing he said was like, is the lore going to lead to anything? No, it was just made for marketing. Like I literally DM'd you that exact thing a few days ago, I think.
Yeah.
That like the lore was just made by the marketing team to sell items. So like stuff like that, I've kind of known. It's not really surprising at all. Like I don't know. I think the problem is that a lot of people just don't like the direction they're going and the way
Correct.
they're taking to get it. But
Correct.
well, Tara,
That's
I
why
have
I was
bad
surprised.
Tara, I got bad news. The direction they're going ain't changing.
I know
They're
that.
sticking with it.
I know that.
So even when, even with the AMA explaining things and like being a little more transparent, it's like that's not going to make people less mad if they just don't like the direction it's going,
It's not that. I get where they're going. It's just throw a bone to the community in the meantime. They're literally like hard switch to like something that they could do better at branching in the meantime, like to literally throw a bone to like older creators and people and get them like on board. I feel like there's like an emotionless, somewhat lack of communication. That's what's annoying everybody. I could use stronger words, but that's what's annoying everybody. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Well, physically, I don't want to be in the same city I am, probably. Like, hopefully, career-wise, I am making games, as previously mentioned, because that's what I want to do. And I hope I'm, like, still chilling and stuff. I don't know. I guess maybe I should have a more clear 5-year plan now that I think about it, but I'm just kind of going along with the ride. Like, what's the point of life if you're not chilling, Like, I guess my number one priority is to just, like, make sure things are going all right, And everything else is kind of just supporting that.
What are some of your favorite maps to visit?
That's a good question. I like Make It to Midnight. It's always a good one, I always, Chubby Your Snail and Slash stream that a lot. I always hop in there. I guess they haven't in a while, though.
Did someone help teach you circuits and building, or are you completely self-taught?
Well, I would say I'm mostly self-taught. Like, I have a background in programming and stuff. Like, I taught myself how to program in Java when I was, like, 9, so I could make Minecraft plugins and then go up to servers and say, hey, I'll make plugins for you if you pay me. But that's a lie. I did most of that work for free. I did not make them pay for me. I just wanted a cool developer role. But, so yeah, with that background in programming, picking up Circuits V2 is actually not that hard if you know any programming language, because it's basically just C#, but in block form. So I picked that up on my own pretty much entirely. But obviously, I had other people I've worked with along the way that have supported me. A lot of people in Ink Overflow mostly. Like, you go to them for questions, they give you some guidance, they teach you new, better ways to do things. And that's kind of how I've got to where I am.
Okay, cool. Do you have any pets?
I did when I lived at home. I had a black lab named Luna, and she was gorgeous. And then I moved out and I don't have any pets now. So.
Okay. Labs are cool. What is your biggest fear in life?
My biggest fear is probably like dying before I'm able to make something I consider my magnum opus, Because it's like right now, I wouldn't say I really have anything I've created that I would be like, this is my life's work, It's like at some point I want to make like a game or something creative that's like, this is like going to be the thing I did, And I don't want to die before that. That's like, that would suck.
Actually really poignant.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot of stuff, Like I've made multiple YouTube channels. I've made a bunch of stuff in Rec Room, but none of that is stuff I would consider like my big thing, So like I'd leave this stuff behind, but not anything that I could point to and be like, this is Billabob BVR. This is what I did.
If you had to spend 5 hours in Rec Rally or 5 hours in a public rec center, which one would you choose?
Public rec center any day. I would rather spend 5 hours in a public rec center than 60 seconds in Rec Rally.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite RecTuber that you always watch?
So I actually don't watch too many RecTubers every single video, right? Like a lot of them I'll watch just a video occasionally. I would say I probably most consistently watch Chubby or Snail's Rec Room videos. And then a lot of the Rec Room YouTubers that like post less often, I will watch pretty much all of their videos. So like Gradino, I really like all of his videos. Star Centurion has made some Rec Room videos and I've liked those ones. I think only has like 2 or something. But yeah, I don't super consistently watch a ton of Rec Room YouTubers. I just kind of click on the ones I think are interesting.
Yeah. I mean, me too. What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
That's a good question. I don't know how much advice I can even recall that I've received. I mean, I can think of some specific pieces of advice from like my grandma. Like one she told me was like, go to a party, don't leave your friends there without making sure they have a ride home. But I don't think that's like the kind of advice we're thinking here. Also, I wouldn't say that's an incredibly groundbreaking piece of advice.
Also kind of a weird
Shout
thing
out
for
to
a
my grandma,
grandmother
though. I mean,
to suggest.
for that.
Yeah, no, totally.
Hey, she's making sure, everything's all. I was like going off to college, and she told me that, and I was like,
don't
okay,
abandon your friends.
I already knew that, but thanks. Exactly. It was very important she told me that advice because, since I started college, I think I've gone to 0 parties. So I think we're good.
Do you have any special plans for this summer?
Well, I've done a ton of traveling. I went to Dallas and I met up with a bunch of Ink Overflow Overflow people, the like build group I work with.
Awesome.
I went to New York to meet up with an online friend, and I have a little secret trip in July that I will be able to talk more about later maybe, but that'll be pretty cool. So like this summer I've been traveling more than I pretty much ever have. I've touched like so many different parts of the country I haven't touched before. So
how was New York?
Awesome. That's basically what my plans are.
I've always wanted to go there.
It was really cool. The vibes were like very different. Like here where I live, it's like people don't really honk at each other that often on the street, but like at New York, it's like,
hey, I'm walking,
at each other. Hey, I'm going to Brooklyn. It's like they were honking at literally every single thing. Like, guys, calm down. They were just so mad all the time.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. What do you think of Rooms 2.0 if you've tried it?
I have tried it. I actually have by far the most successful Rooms 2.0 room on the platform in Rec Video Chat. So I'm maybe the most qualified to talk about this.
Yes.
In my opinion, it's pretty cool. Like the features are cool, pretty buggy, but like once they fix the bugs and stuff, it'll be good. There's some stuff that like still doesn't make sense, some kinks to work out. Like I could go into specifics about like, oh, rewards are kind of stupid and like don't really serve a purpose, and like it's a little annoying with like inventory item system to have to make the inventory item and the offer and the reward if you want that. And so it's like some things definitely still need some ironing out, but I think it'll be pretty cool when it's the standard.
So you're excited about Rooms 2.0 and like generally the future for the tools that they're making?
Oh, definitely.
What do you think of Rec Room discontinuing the weekly?
It's a little sad because I do remember back in the day, like the weekly was one of the main things motivating me to get on with friends, do stuff in Rec Room. You know, I think that was true for a lot of other people, but also honestly, since they moved it to monthly, like I could not be bothered anymore. The two main things here is that they started selling skins. So it's like, okay, these skins have no value. Why do the weekly when I can just buy it later?
Right.
And then also they started just like doing them basically never. It's like, I didn't want to have to worry about, oh, what week of this month is the monthly, weekly, whatever.
I know,
gonna
same.
be? And also usually it was something I didn't care about. So it's like, I don't know. I could not be bothered after that point. And so I think it is a little disappointing. And I wish that instead of removing it, they replaced it with something better.
Yeah, agreed. Or had something to replace it with before they were removing it, because
Yeah.
that made a lot of people riot, including myself. What are your thoughts on the fact that the Maker Pen and Rec Room in general for creation was always designed to kind of like their pitch was always, it's so easy. It's easier than other games because the Maker Pen is so easy to use. Anyone can do it. And now they're moving so far into like Rooms 2.0, Rec Room Studio, all those things that you need to have advanced kind of creation skills. So what are your thoughts on, you know, how creators must feel starting out now and feeling that push towards all these advanced tools? It must be harder to get started, right?
Definitely, yeah. I think making like high quality rooms is going to be a lot harder with, because, you know, there's some good, some bad, because like ultimately it just is that like things are changing, you know, and things how they were originally, that was cool in a lot of ways. It was cool to work within the limitations. It was cool that the barrier to entry was super low. Like now it's like, well, the barrier entry is higher, but also like you're using industry standard tools and you can do so much more cool stuff. And so it's like, I totally understand people who don't really jive with the new direction, but like, you know, it's changing. That's how things are. You can either adapt with it or get out.
So what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie is probably Everything Everywhere All at Once. Goated movie.
Do you script your talking videos or do you just wing it?
Depends on the video. I have like a loose script at least most times. What I started out doing is because, you know, back in like my Sonic days, I would be doing a scripted video, except I'd be reading off the script. I'd sound super robotic and stuff. So like my way to work around that was to make a bullet point list instead of all the stuff I wanted to say. And I would just paraphrase from that bullet point list. As time's gone on, I think I've started sounding more natural when talking from a script. So I do pretty much fully script out a lot of my more recent videos, but it's usually kind of a mix of like, I'll just kind of type what I want to say. Sometimes it'll be paraphrased, sometimes it'll be exact.
What is the most annoying part of for you? Let me do that again, sorry. What is the most annoying part for you of producing videos? For example, the filming or the editing or thumbnails?
Probably if it's a talking video, it's probably like sitting down to actually record, you know, because I've been working
Really?
on that, like Omegle Rec Video Chat video for a while now, and I have like over 8,000 words in that script, I think. And so I had to like break up that script into 5 different sections. I was like, okay, I'm gonna record these on 5 different days. And so over the past like 4 or 5 days, I've just been sitting down for like an hour or 2 at a time, sitting in my VR headset, reading off these lines over and over again until I get a take I like. Because, you know, you guys don't see this, but when you're sitting down to record a talking video, I assume Tara would know. I'm saying like, so the next thing I did was make this. So the next thing I did was make this part of the room. So the next thing I did was make it.
Oh my god, you do that too? I can't even get a sentence out. And I'm like, some days are worse than others where I just can't even speak.
Yes.
Wow, I thought I was the only one who did that.
Like, this is 5 days straight now of me doing this for my next video. I have so much talking footage, and it's just
oh my gosh.
physically exhausting to get through all of
Next question. Are you somebody who procrastinates often? I might have the answer to this already after talking to you.
I don't know why you would accuse me of that. But yes, I do.
What would you say is your best and your worst quality?
I would say I have a lot of best and worst qualities. If I had to pick a worst quality I'm willing to reveal in this video, it would probably be the procrastination.
Okay. Would you say that it's easier now or easier back in, say, 2020 to become a successful Rec Room creator?
Oh, definitely. Oh, like in-game or YouTube?
In-game.
I would probably say back in 2020, just because like the most popular rooms back in 2020, like Backrooms is at like over 30 million visits now, I think. And like now your room is considered that successful if it gets like 1 million visits, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, the numbers on the hot page are definitely a bit lower, so it just like was easier to find an audience then. It's also like, I don't know, I just feel like it was more of the Wild West in 2020. You know, it's like now there's people out here promoting and buying and selling maps. It's like back in 2020, you just like made stuff and sometimes it did well, and you know. Yeah,
and COVID.
How's that?
Which Rec Room original needs most, a sequel or a revamp?
Needs most? I mean, I could say like Paddleball. They could make like Paddleball Deluxe
No.
and make it actually good.
No. If they did that instead of anything else, I would cry and blame you because now you've said it. How do you come up with titles for your videos? Because I notice they're always really clever, yet short and captivating.
So the secret trick is I think, and then I keep thinking, and then I just do it. I don't know. I think it's mostly the experience, you know, because I've been doing YouTube for like so long now. It's like I've gone through so many phases of my titles. If you go back to my old Minecraft videos from like 8 years ago, you will see that my titles are not very captivating or short and sweet. But like now I just feel like, you know, I watch so much YouTube, I see so many other titles, I've done so many of my own titles, like all that experience kind of just combines into like, okay, I can do that. And it's also, I feel like part of at the inception of the video, you know, because it's like, I probably won't do a video unless I know I can think of a good title for it. A lot of my video ideas start with the title, you know, and so that's how the title ends up being good because I made the video for it.
What should the next build contest theme be?
See, when I think about the theme, I usually think about the cosmetics they make for the winners and like the Maker Pen skin. So for me, that's kind of like what Maker Pen skin / cosmetics would I want, you know?
I had one good question. Yay.
No, I'll lock in now. I want something with like extreme heat, like, because you know I feel like we've had Solstice that was kind of wintry, and I guess Stranded like is on a beach, but like I want to be in like the depths of a volcano or something. Like what's a extreme
climate change version of
it's true.
All right, next question. What was your favorite build contest theme so far?
I really did like Carnival. I think a lot of the stuff that came from that was really good. I really like the Maker Pen skin for Carnival too. That's probably my favorite Maker Pen skin. Which, you know, it's kind of cool that I didn't get that Maker Pen skin because my room didn't even get top 5, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm not that mad or anything, so it's fine.
Okay. You sound super complacent about it, so that's good.
Yeah. Do this one while we play stuff.
Who do you look up to in your life? It could be someone that is your family, someone you know, or someone that you don't know.
I get that question, not that I get that question a lot. I don't know why I say it like that. It's like, you know, in school they always ask like who you look up to, like at elementary school and stuff. I've never had a good answer for that besides like my parents, I guess. But like I think I look up to my friends quite a bit because they're cool and they're successful in their own right.
Was it tough to spend 24 hours straight in Rec Room just for a video?
Honestly, no. I'm not really someone who like stays up all night, like ever. I can count very few times I've done that. So I did think it would be a little bit difficult to have the headset on me for 24 hours straight and not sleep for 24 hours straight. But really, like, it was not that hard. For the most part, like physically, I felt pretty good.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do not. This is one I've seen you talk about in other 50 questions.
Well, I need to know.
Well, I know that's a good question because I've been waiting because you do, correct?
What normal sane person doesn't?
They aren't real.
How do you know that?
Well, I've watched my fair share of like some ghost stuff, and none of it is convincing to me at all.
Okay. Who do you hang out the most in Rec Room?
Probably Ink Overflow people, because if we're working on rooms, you know, I don't know about any one specific person I do a lot of stuff with. And we are often in rooms together, I guess. Yeah. Is that kind of sad answer for me to say like the people I work with or probably the people I'm with the most instead of like, I mean, they're also my friends. Like we also just hang out and chill, but it's like, you know.
Are you a fan of full body avatars?
I will probably not personally use it myself, but I think that they are cool in the sense that they do open a lot of opportunities. And, you know, a lot of things are like kind of jank and kind of busted right now, but it's like once they add that extra customization and they make things not as busted, I think it's fine. Like, they look okay. I wish, you know, there's some things I wish were different, but like ultimately it's fine.
What is the most annoying bug or glitch that has ever happened to you in Rec Room?
Probably, you know, it might be recency bias, but probably the one where in the last few updates they broke player and object tags, and that like broke pretty much all of my rooms for quite a while, including Rec Video Chat for even longer. It took even longer to fix that one. It's still not 100% fixed, but that was probably one of the more annoying breaking changes they've done in updates.
Yeah.
You know, this
That's
a
a
bunch
big
of
one.
small bugs don't really compare to weeks of lost revenue.
Yeah, I know. We're getting towards the end here. Why is your name Billabob? Like, where did that come from?
So I was making a Minecraft account with my brother when we were way younger, and we couldn't think of what to name it. And, you know, to little us, Billy Bob
Little
Joe was like the funniest name of all time. And so we were like, oh, let's name it Billy Bob Joe. But obviously that was taken. So instead we went with Billy Bob and then added a bunch of random numbers. So it was Billy Bob 9876, right? And I used that name for a long time. Eventually I made a YouTube channel based around Minecraft, and so I named it after that. But then a few years later I was like, oh, it's not really cool to have numbers at the end of your name anymore. So I was like, well, what can I do to change my username to not have numbers without like changing it too much? Because I had like 3,000 subscribers. I was like, oh, I'm way too big to completely change my username. I definitely wish I just completely changed my username. But so I was like, oh, I'll do Billy Bob. It's like Billy Bob, but stylized and doesn't have the numbers. And that's why I stuck with that one for so long. And now I actually am kind of too big to be stuck with it. So.
Yeah, you.
Wish I just changed it back then. I really don't like the name, to be completely honest, but you know.
Aw. I mean, maybe someday you can change it. Very last question. Should Rec Room bring back the Forbidden One?
Yes, if they're gonna do something cool with it.
You know what, BVR? It's been a slice. You've really brought to light many issues that are plaguing Rec Room and, you know, taught me some insights on building as well. So I do appreciate all of that.
Thank you so much for having me. I don't know what you mean by it's been a slice, but I assume that's a good thing.
Like a pizza slice.
Oh,
Like a
well, I like
glorious
I like-
slice of pizza
Yeah,
with pineapple.
incredible. Yeah, thank you so much. Cool stuff.